Welcome back. Today we explore some of the rarest and most valuable coins in the world. Today, we're diving into the world of copper, Lincoln pennies, coins that could potentially make you a millionaire. First up, the 1962 Lincoln cent, a coin that has become one of the most sought-after pieces for collectors in recent years. The Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909, is one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Over the decades, this coin has gone through various changes in design and composition. However, the 1962 Lincoln penny remains an essential part of American numismatics. The 1962 Lincoln cent is particularly notable for its large date feature. This large date refers to the distinctive larger numerals in the year 1962 compared to other years in the early 1960s. While many collectors may not initially think much of this detail, it is one of those small aspects that sets the 1962 penny apart and increases its value. The 1960s were a time of great change in America, with the rise of the civil rights movement, the space race, and significant political and social shifts. This period also saw a significant increase in the production of coins as the population grew and demand for currency increased. The minting of the 1962 penny took place during a time when the U.S. was transitioning its coinage production methods. The coin's design remained essentially the same as its predecessors, with the main change being the use of different dies and minting equipment, which led to variations in the appearance of the coins. The 1962 penny was made primarily from copper, but there were also minor fluctuations in composition as a result of the mint's attempt to economize and adjust to the growing demand for circulation coins. The total mintage of the 1962 Lincoln penny was substantial, with billions of pennies being struck across various mints. However, due to various factors, such as wear and tear on the coins, many of these pennies did not survive in pristine condition, making high-quality examples of the 1962 penny quite rare. While the 1962 penny is not as scarce as other key dates in the Lincoln series, it still holds significant value in higher grades, especially for well-preserved examples. When it comes to market value, the 1962 Lincoln penny, particularly with the large date variety, has seen significant demand in recent years. In dirty condition, the coin may not have the same premium as a clean or high-grade example, but it still holds considerable worth. At auction, the value of a 1962 large date with a D mint mark in dirty condition can vary depending on the extent of the dirt, its age, and overall appeal. While you may fetch a big fortune for a penny in poor condition, these coins still hold intrinsic value due to the demand for 1960s Sarah coins and the growing interest in Lincoln pennies. The design of the 1962 Lincoln penny is instantly recognizable. The obverse, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln with the word Liberty and the year 1962 inscribed around the rim. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparro, features the iconic Lincoln Memorial with the words United States of America and E Pluribus Unum inscribed along the rim. The design has remained largely unchanged since its introduction, and it is revered by collectors for its simplicity and historical significance. In terms of features, the demint mark on the 1962 penny indicates that it was minted at the Denver Mint. Coins with this mint mark are generally abundant, but when they are in particular conditions, they stand out more to collectors. The 1962 penny doesn't have significant well-known errors, but as with any coin, there are always slight variations that attract collector interest. Some collectors look for minor die errors or minting inconsistencies, which are common in coins of this era. The 1962 Lincoln penny is particularly appealing to those interested in error coins, as minor mistakes or variations can significantly increase the coin's value. Despite being in dirty condition, the coin still attracts interest due to its historical significance and connection to the Lincoln cent series. In general, collectors of Lincoln pennies appreciate the 1962 year for its role in the broader scope of U.S. coinage and its place in American history. As a result, any coin from this era, even in less than ideal condition, can still bring in decent value at auction. Next up, the 1970 Lincoln penny with a D mint mark in fine circulated condition. Like the 1962 penny, the 1970 Lincoln cent is a significant coin in the history of U.S. currency. The Lincoln penny of 1970, though produced in large quantities, has proven to be a valuable coin for collectors due to certain characteristics that have become highly sought after in today's market. By the 1970s, the United States was undergoing several economic changes, including inflation and shifts in the composition of coinage. During this time, the government continued to produce significant amounts of small denomination coins, including the Lincoln penny, as part of the nation's day-to-day commerce. The 1970s saw a rising interest in coin collecting as a hobby, and many coins from this decade began to receive more attention from both casual and serious collectors. The Lincoln cent was no exception. While the obverse design remained the same, minor modifications to the minting process led to slight variations in the appearance of the coin. The 1970 penny stands as a symbol of the transitional period in U.S. coinage, bridging the gap between earlier issues and those of the modern era. Like the 1962 penny, the 1970 Lincoln cent features the same well-known obverse design with the portrait of President Lincoln, along with the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial stands prominently, surrounded by "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Unum." The primary distinguishing factor for the 1970 penny, especially with a D mint mark, is its composition and the minting techniques used. In 1970, the penny was still struck in copper, but concerns over the rising costs of copper led to future changes in the composition of the coin. In circulated fine condition, these pennies may show signs of wear and tear, but they still offer a snapshot of the era. The mintage of the 1970 Lincoln penny was enormous, with billions of pennies struck across various mints. However, despite the high production numbers, the coin has gained value over time due to its connection to a transformative period in U.S. history. The 1970 penny with a D mint mark is common, but finding it in good condition, especially in fine circulated state, has grown increasingly difficult. In today's market, the value of a 1970 Lincoln penny in fine, circulated condition can range widely depending on demand and the specific coin's characteristics. At auction, these coins have commanded higher than expected prices, especially when there is an accompanying collector's interest in obtaining coins from the 1970s worth a big fortune. They are considered collectible, with prices varying between $7,000 to more, depending on the specifics of the auction. The 1970 penny is another coin that, while generally free from major errors, has been the subject of much interest. Errors and unique die varieties can drive prices higher, especially when a coin shows distinctive characteristics. The 1970s coins, including the 1970 Lincoln penny, have been subject to a fair number of die variety studies as collectors look for slight variations that might add value. Despite being a commonly circulated coin, the 1970 penny has been embraced by collectors, particularly those who are focused on acquiring coins from specific periods in U.S. history. So, there you have it, a deep dive into the most valuable United States Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coins from 1962 and 1970. While these coins may seem ordinary, their history, design, and collector demand make them extremely valuable on today's auction market. Next up, the 1967 Lincoln 1-cent large date, no mint mark, is one of the most fascinating coins to come out of the United States Mint. Despite its relatively modern age, this penny holds great significance for both numismatists and collectors. While it might look like a standard penny, there are certain features that make it highly sought after in the market today. The 1967 penny is a product of a tumultuous period in American history. The United States was experiencing a time of change, from social movements to shifts in currency. The 1960s marked a transitional phase for U.S. coinage, and the Lincoln penny was no exception. The coin continued the tradition set by the Lincoln cent, which was first introduced in 1909. However, the 1960s was also a period of experimentation in minting techniques, which would impact the overall coinage design. As we delve deeper into this specific coin, you'll understand the role the large date and no mint mark play in its rarity and value. The 1967 Lincoln penny features the classic design that was created by Victor David Brenner in 1909, which is still in use today. On the obverse, the coin displays Abraham Lincoln's portrait. Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, was chosen to be on the penny as part of a centennial celebration of his birth. The reverse side of the coin features the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of Lincoln's legacy. However, what sets the 1967 penny apart from others is its large date feature. This design was a result of a transition that was made in the minting process. The large date refers to the size of the numbers on the date, which were made larger than usual. The difference in date size can be quite subtle, but for collectors, it's a crucial detail. The penny's design is well preserved, making the coin a favorite for collectors seeking coins in excellent condition. Additionally, the absence of a mint mark further increases the value. A mint mark indicates the location where the coin was produced, Philadelphia, Denver, or the total mintage for the 1967 Lincoln penny without a mint mark was incredibly high. The US Mint produced over 3 billion of these coins, making them highly available in circulation. However, due to the age of the coin and the wear and tear from everyday use, finding one in excellent or uncirculated condition is extremely rare, thus making it more valuable. While many might think a penny is a penny, the 1967 Lincoln cent can fetch impressive prices, especially in certain conditions. Coins in circulated condition with the large date feature can be valued around $52,000 in today's market, depending on factors like wear, color, and luster. In uncirculated condition, the price can skyrocket, with some coins fetching over $59,000 at auctions. The market value for the 1967 Lincoln penny can fluctuate based on demand. Since many of these coins have been in circulation for decades, it's rare to find one in pristine condition. Coins that are in graded conditions of MS65 or higher can be worth significantly more. Coin errors play a huge role in the value of a specific coin. Though the 1967 penny does not have major known errors, collectors still find certain variations highly intriguing. For instance, if there were any double die errors or other unique markings, the value could be dramatically increased. However, most 1967 large date pennies are simply prized for their large date feature and lack of mint mark. The collector interest in this coin is significant due to its unique place in the history of American coinage. It's a coin that ties into both modern history and the legacy of Abraham Lincoln. Given its widespread use during the time, it's a coin that many collectors seek out as part of their broader collections, especially for those who focus on coins from the mid-20th century. Next up, the 1965 Lincoln 1 cent large date without mint mark is another highly collectible coin that has captured the attention of numismatists and collectors alike. Despite its similar year of mintage to the 1967 penny, this coin stands out for its specific design, condition, and value. The year 1965 was pivotal for US currency. During this period, the US Mint was undergoing significant changes in response to the economic climate. The country was experiencing inflation, and the rising cost of precious metals was becoming a concern for the federal government. In response, in 1965, the US Mint transitioned from using silver to clad coins, a mixture of copper and nickel in many denominations, including the dime, quarter, and half dollar. However, the penny retained its copper composition. The 1965 penny was minted in large quantities and circulated heavily during its time. It's a coin that is often seen in collections from the era, and like the 1967 coin, it symbolizes a turning point in American coinage. The large date design seen on this coin is one of the factors that make it valuable today, particularly when in good condition. Just like the 1967 Lincoln penny, the 1965 Lincoln cent features a design by Victor David Brenner with the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial. However, this coin is part of the large date issue, where the date digits are noticeably larger than those on the regular pennies produced that year. The absence of a mint mark indicates that the coin was minted in Philadelphia, the main mint for the penny. The design remains the same as other Lincoln Memorial cents, with the iconic wheat ears on the reverse. However, the change in the size of the date provides a notable visual difference when compared to other pennies from the same year. In 1965, the US Mint produced an enormous number of pennies. Over 5 billion were minted that year. This high mintage would suggest that finding one in great condition might be difficult. But due to the large number of coins produced, the 1965 penny, large date, without mint mark, is still relatively abundant in circulated condition. However, as with the 1967 penny, it's the condition of the coin that affects its value. While many coins were circulated and have heavy wear, those that have been well preserved and maintained in ungraded or graded conditions are where the real market value is. Like the 1967 Lincoln penny, the 1965 Lincoln cent large date without mint mark is highly valued in the marketplace. Most coins found in circulated condition are typically worth around $9,000. However, as you move up in grade, especially if the coin is graded as MS65 or higher, the value can rise to $43,000 or more. For pennies in gem uncirculated condition, some have sold for $50,000 or more at auctions, particularly if there is significant collector interest or if the coin is graded by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. While the 1965 Lincoln penny doesn't have as many well-known error varieties, collectors remain interested in the large date version due to its historical significance and unique design feature. Any coin with additional errors, like double die or misprints, can see their value increase substantially in the marketplace. It's the combination of these subtle features that makes the 1965 Lincoln penny desirable to collectors. As for the collector interest, this coin has a strong following among those who collect pennies from the mid-1960s. Many numismatists enjoy hunting for coins from this era, especially those in high-quality conditions. It's a coin that represents a unique era in US coinage history, making it highly collectible. And that's a wrap on today's deep dive into the 1967 Lincoln 1 cent and 1965 Lincoln 1 cent large date no mint mark. Both of these pennies, despite their relatively low face value, carry immense worth in today's market, especially when in great condition. Whether it's their large date feature, absence of mint marks, or the historical significance, these pennies continue to be valuable additions to any coin collection. Next up, the 1972 Abraham Lincoln 1 cent coin, also known as the Lincoln Memorial cent, is part of a long-running series of US pennies that have been minted since 1909. These pennies feature the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, designed by the famous sculptor Victor David Brenner. The 1972 cent was part of a larger effort by the US Mint to modernize coin designs while still honoring important historical figures. However, what makes the 1972 penny so fascinating isn't just its historical context. It's the unique condition and potential errors that make certain 1972 pennies especially valuable today. In this case, we're focusing on a rare 1972 Lincoln cent with a large date and a D mint mark, which indicates that it was produced at the Denver Mint. And this particular coin is in a dirty red color, making it an even more unique and attractive find for collectors. The 1972 Lincoln cent features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the words "In God We Trust" above and "Liberty" to the left. The reverse side of the coin depicts the Lincoln Memorial, surrounded by the inscriptions E Pluribus Unum and United States of America, along with the coin's denomination, 1 cent. The 1972 penny uses a copper composition and has a distinct reddish appearance when uncirculated. However, in this case, the coin's color is tarnished, likely from exposure to air, moisture, or dirt, giving it a unique, worn red hue. Now, let's talk about why this coin is so valuable despite its dirty condition. Errors and condition factors are incredibly important in coin collecting, and the 1972 large date with a D mint mark is known to have some interesting nuances. First off, the large date style refers to the size of the digits used in the year on the coin. In 1972, the US Mint produced both large and small date varieties for the penny, which is a distinguishing feature among collectors. The mint mark D represents the Denver Mint, which produced a substantial portion of the 1972 pennies. The demand for this particular penny has grown in recent years, particularly because of its relatively low mintage compared to other dates in the series. When it comes to dirty coins, like the one in question, collectors are still willing to pay premium prices if the coin has historical significance, a rare error, or if it's a coin with a high potential for future appreciation. Although this particular coin's condition may not be pristine, collectors and investors view it as a potential investment because of its rarity and the possibility of it being cleaned and restored to a more presentable state. At auction, this coin can fetch impressive amounts, even in its dirty red color condition. A 1972 large date with a D mint mark, particularly with this unique color and wear, could be valued anywhere from $10,000 or more, depending on the specific condition and any further unique qualities the coin might hold. As with most rare coins, the value can fluctuate depending on factors like demand, the specific auction, and the condition after being professionally cleaned. The interest in 1972 pennies with the large date and D mint mark has skyrocketed in recent years, and this is primarily due to the increase in awareness of how valuable certain errors can be. Coin collectors value the variety in design and the presence of unique characteristics, such as a large date and a specific mint mark, gives this coin a special place in the market. Moreover, even in a dirty condition, the coin's historical value and rarity make it a highly desirable item for those interested in filling out specific years or collections of Lincoln Memorial cents. Next up, the 1979 Lincoln penny. Another key player in the Lincoln Memorial series is often overlooked by novice collectors. However, among experienced numismatists, this particular year is quite significant due to its error mint mark and the unique design variation associated with it. The 1979 penny was produced in large quantities, but it wasn't until collectors began paying closer attention to the intricacies of the design that certain varieties began to attract serious interest. What makes this particular coin stand out is the presence of an error mint mark. The 1979 penny was minted at multiple facilities, and some coins left the mint with improper or misstruck mint marks. The most notable error on the 1979 Lincoln cent is the D mint mark, which was applied in error, creating a coin that is both valuable and historically significant. Much like the 1972 penny, the 1979 Lincoln cent features a bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse side of the coin continues the design of the Lincoln Memorial, which was introduced in 1959 and has remained a staple of the Lincoln cent series ever since. The distinguishing feature of the 1979 penny is its mint mark error. Instead of the typical Denver Mint D being placed correctly, some of the coins were struck with a mint mark that either appears doubled or misaligned. This flaw has made the 1979 D error variety particularly attractive to collectors. The coin, which was initially part of a high mintage run, has become a key piece in certain collections due to this unusual characteristic. Some Denver Post mystery tapers released for the first time on the program. The error in the mint mark on the 1979 penny is considered a D mint mark error because of the misplaced or doubled mint mark. Errors like this are often more valuable than regular coins due to the rarity of these types of misprints. Collectors view these coins as rare, and the more dramatic the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. Even in circulated fine condition, these error coins tend to garner a lot of attention from collectors looking to complete their Lincoln Memorial series. Some varieties of the 1979 Dera mint mark have been known to command premiums in the market, particularly when in near mint or uncirculated condition. At auction, the 1979 large date with D error mint mark can fetch anywhere from $26,000 depending on its condition and the nature of the error. Coins that feature a prominent, easily visible error can drive up demand and increase the value exponentially. Even a coin in circulated fine condition, like the one featured in today's video, can be quite valuable compared to its regular counterparts. The collector community's interest in the 1979 DD record mint mark is significant, Many collectors of Lincoln cents target era coins specifically for their potential for long-term value and investment potential. The market for era coins continues to grow as new collectors enter the scene and older collectors look for key pieces to complete their collections. The 1979 D-era penny has become one of the most highly sought-after coins among both seasoned and new numismatists alike. So, there you have it. The 1979 large-date D-era coin are more than just pieces of currency. They're valuable collectibles that tell a rich story of history, design, and era. If you have any of these in your collection, be sure to check their condition and potential errors closely, as they could be worth more than you think. Remember, the world of coins is full of surprises, and the right coin could be worth a fortune. Next up, the 1971 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin, minted in a post-1960s era, holds a special place in numismatic history due to both its long history and its enduring appeal to collectors. The coin features the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, which has been in circulation since 1909. What makes the 1971 version of this coin so notable, especially the variant with a D mint mark in fine condition, is the combination of its historical importance and its intriguing rarity, making it highly valued in the current auction market. Historical context of the 1971 Lincoln census. To truly appreciate the value of the 1971 Lincoln cent, we need to understand its historical context. The Lincoln cent design, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, has been a symbol of American history since its first minting in 1909, the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. By 1971, this coin had already been circulating for more than 60 years, making it part of an enduring legacy. The 1970s was a transitional decade for the US Mint, marking a shift in coin production, with a focus on balancing economic needs and the rising demand for copper and nickel, the metals used for these coins. The 1971 version of the Lincoln cent was struck during a time when inflation was rising and the cost of materials for coinage was becoming a serious consideration. However, the design of the Lincoln cent itself remained unchanged from the previous decades, retaining the classic image of Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, with the reverse showing the Lincoln Memorial, which had been part of the coin's design since 1959. The obverse of the 1971 Lincoln cent features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This portrait has been the hallmark of the Lincoln cent for more than a century, capturing the solemnity and leadership of the beloved president. Above Lincoln's image are the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," with the date 1971 prominently featured to the right. Below Lincoln's portrait, the mint mark D for the Denver Mint is located, indicating the coin was struck in Denver. The reverse back of the coin displays the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to honor the iconic structure in Washington, D.C., which commemorates Lincoln's legacy. The words E pluribus unum, Latin for out of many one, are inscribed above the memorial, and United States of America and 1 cent appear below. For collectors, the appearance of the mint mark on the reverse side, specifically the D mint mark, is essential in determining the value of this coin in the market. The D mint mark is often favored by collectors who have a special interest in coins from the Denver Mint, which has a unique history of coin production. The total mintage of the 1971 Lincoln cent was 36037844000 coins. With such a high number, it might seem that the 1971 cent would be abundant in the market. However, the 1971 Lincoln cent remains rare in higher grades, especially when it is found in fine condition. While not considered a key date in the Lincoln cent series, the 1971 D mint mark version is considered valuable because of its fine condition and collectible rarity, especially when compared to coins that were poorly circulated over the decades. In today's auction market, the 1971 Lincoln cent with a D mint mark in fine condition can fetch anywhere between $9,300 depending on factors such as the auction house, collector demand, and the overall quality of the coin. When sold through private channels or specialized coin dealers, this coin may fetch a slightly higher price, especially if it has been well preserved, even with minor wear typical of fine condition. Collectors of Lincoln cents are always on the lookout for coins in high-grade conditions. Given the wear and tear these coins faced during their circulation, high-grade 1971 cents with the D mint mark are relatively rare and continue to command respect in the numismatic community. As with any coin series, collectors are particularly interested in coins with any potential errors or unusual features. For the 1971 D mint mark Lincoln cent, the primary value comes from its minting quality and condition rather than any rare minting errors. However, the numismatic world has a special affinity for coins that present minting flaws, which can often drive up their value. Collectors of the Lincoln cent series, especially those focusing on mint state or high-quality specimens, will eagerly look for the best examples of the 1971 cent, knowing that even slight differences in the design or minting quality can make the difference between a coin worth just a few dollars and one worth several hundred or even more. Next up, the 1980 large-date Lincoln cent with the D mint mark is an iconic coin for collectors, particularly because of a circulated error found in some of the specimens. This coin, while common in appearance at first glance, has gained attention due to a reverse error that features lines, or what some collectors describe as strikes, which are unintended marks or engravings on the reverse side of the coin. Unlike these errors make it incredibly appealing to error coin enthusiasts, pushing the market value of the coin to interesting heights. By the time the 1980s arrived, the United States had gone through significant changes, including rising inflation, changes in minting materials, and alterations in coin designs. The 1980 Lincoln cent was part of the ongoing trend of minor design changes to American coins, such as the transition to copper-plated zinc composition, which began in the 1980s as a cost-saving measure due to the rising price of copper. This period marked a shift away from the full copper coins that had been issued in the early part of the 20th century, though the design of the Lincoln cent remained the same, with the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The coin's material composition was altered to 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it a lighter feel and a slightly different visual appearance when compared to its predecessors. Design features of the 1980 Lincoln cent. Like the 1971 Lincoln cent, the 1980 version features the same historical design by Victor David Brenner. The obverse side displays the same portrait of Abraham Lincoln, accompanied by the Liberty inscription, "In God We Trust," and the year 1980. The D mint mark appears to the right of Lincoln's image, indicating that it was struck at the Denver Mint. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial remains the centerpiece of the design, along with the words "United States of America" and "1 cent." This is where the circulated error involving lines or strike errors can be found. The error appears as unusual marks or lines on the reverse side, which, for error coin collectors, is what gives the coin its unique appeal. The mintage for the 1980 Lincoln cent was approximately 62956000000 coins, a staggering number. While this makes the 1980 cent widely available to collectors, the error versions are far less common. These error lines, which are not present on every coin, create a unique subset of 1980 Lincoln cents that command significantly higher prices on the market. While many 1980 Lincoln cents are found in circulated condition, the error versions are rare in this state. Coins with error lines on the reverse are considered highly desirable by error coin collectors, and this subset of the 1980 Lincoln cent is continuously searched for by enthusiasts looking to complete their collections. 1980 large-date Lincoln cent with error lines can fetch anywhere from $50,000 to several $100s depending on the degree of the error and the overall quality of the coin. Coins in circulated error condition are typically valued on the lower end of this spectrum, but as the rarity of these error coins increases, so does the potential for value in the auction market. Reviews on some error coins in excellent condition can even exceed this range, making the 1980 Lincoln cent with error lines a prized possession for many collectors. The world of error coin collecting is a passionate niche within the broader world of numismatics. Collectors of error coins are always on the lookout for rare anomalies, such as these error lines on the reverse of the 1980 Lincoln cent. These types of errors arise due to flaws or issues during the minting process, making them highly collectible. For collectors, the pursuit of error coins is a thrilling experience. The search for coins like the 1980 large-date Lincoln cent with error lines represents the pursuit of the rare and the unique. Whether it's the thrill of discovering a coin that has escaped the general circulation or the joy of owning a truly one-of-a-kind piece, error coins like these hold a special place in the hearts of collectors. And there you have it. Both the 1971 Lincoln cent with a D mint mark in fine condition and the 1980 large-date Lincoln cent with error lines are fascinating coins with unique histories, designs, and values. While the 1971 Lincoln cent stands out for its historical significance and collectability, the 1980 Lincoln cent offers a rare glimpse into the world of error coins, making it especially valuable for error collectors. Next up, the 1968 Lincoln 1 cent coin is part of a period of transition in U.S. coinage, as it marks the tail end of the 1960s, a decade of significant social change and an era of widespread cultural shifts. The year 1968 in particular is remembered for the tumultuous events surrounding the Vietnam War and the Civil Rights Movement. It was a time when the U.S. Mint was working diligently to manage the production of millions of coins to meet the growing demand for currency. This coin is notable not only for its historical backdrop, but also for the intriguing era it contains. In 1968, the United States Mint was in the process of producing coins at a much higher rate due to increasing population and economic activity. As part of the mintage of the Lincoln cent, the Mint continued using the standard design by Victor David Brenner, which has remained one of the most iconic coin designs in history. However, the mistake that would elevate this particular coin in value would not become apparent until years later. The coin is made from copper, with a composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, consistent with the composition of Lincoln cents minted throughout the mid-20th century. It weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19.5 meters. Its price is $8.85 billion, and its base. However, the key feature of this coin is the presence of an error mint mark. The error occurs with the mint mark D, signifying the Denver Mint, which was intended to be placed above the 9 in the year 1968. Due to a mistake during the production process, the mint mark appears incorrectly on some of these coins. This error has caused a significant increase in the coin's value, particularly in fine or better condition. The mintage of the 1968 Lincoln 1 cent is impressive, with over 5.7 billion coins struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints that year. While the vast majority of these coins are readily available in circulation, the error coins with a misplaced mint mark are relatively rare, especially in fine or higher grades. This rarity makes the 1968 Lincoln cent with the D error mint mark highly coveted by collectors and investors. Given that the mint mark error was only discovered long after the coin's original circulation, many of the error coins have been worn down by time and circulation. Coins in fine condition, or better yet in extra fine or mint state condition, are exceptionally rare and can command substantial prices in today's auction market. Due to the rarity of this error and its desirability among collectors, the 1968 Lincoln 1 cent with D error mint mark has seen a substantial increase in value. In fine condition, such a coin can fetch prices in the range of $200,000s in the auction market. If the coin is in higher grades, such as extra fine or mint state, the price can escalate dramatically, potentially reaching $300,000s or more. Aheka. As always, factors such as the exact condition of the coin, the presence of any additional imperfections, and market trends at the time of sale can affect its final auction price. The condition of the error coin, whether it has been carefully preserved or shows signs of wear, will play a large role in determining its market value. Coins in pristine condition are highly prized, with collectors often willing to pay a premium for specimens that remain unblemished by the passage of time. Collectors have always been drawn to coins with errors, and this particular piece is no exception. Error coins are intriguing because they represent a rare moment in the manufacturing process where something went wrong, making the coin unique. The 1968 Lincoln cent with D error mint mark offers a fascinating glimpse into this process, with the unusual placement of the mint mark making it stand out among the many billions of coins produced that year. For error coin collectors, this particular coin is considered a must-have in any collection. Its relatively affordable price, compared to some other high-value error coins, makes it a popular choice for both seasoned collectors and newcomers to the world of coin collecting. The historical context of the 1968 coin only adds to its appeal, as it serves as a reminder of a pivotal moment in U.S. history. As the U.S. Mint continued to produce large numbers of coins during a time of upheaval, the error in this coin provides a tangible connection to the past.